Hello, I would like to make this video to show some of the features of the SAE Water Ecosystem software. This video will explain the idea and concept of a schedule. When you open up the SAE Water dashboard, this is your home screen. If you're not there, you click dashboard on the left ribbon. You can see it's later in the season, so nothing is happening right now. No schedules are running, no starts are scheduled, and no recent valves have recently run. What I'd like to show you now is how to create a schedule. If you follow my cursor to the ribbon on the left of the page, you click Schedules, it will open a master schedule page. From here, we have the option to look at the other schedules that have already been used and made. And I've created one already called Test 18, or we can create a new schedule. When we create a new schedule, it pops up and we get to rename it. I won't do that at this point. Instead, I will go into Test 18. Here, we have the option, two different options. We can schedule a start, and right there we get to click a day and a time that this schedule starts. For now, I will say November 14th. Actually, I will say November 11th at, let's say, 3 p.m. And we just click out. November 11th, 3 p.m. And I don't want it to actually do anything, so I'll press cancel. But then we get to add steps to our schedules. In the SAE Water ecosystem of devices and equipment, there's many different options we have. We can run a valve schedule, we can open a head gate, we can close head gates, open valve groups, close a valve group, or add a delay. For today, we will open a head gate. Let's say we want to open head gate number 144. And then we want to specify a flow. We want to call it 2.5 cubic feet per second. And then we have the option to advance to next step when. In this case, we want to advance when the command has been sent, because our next option is we're going to open a set of flood irrigation valves. And we do not want the pipeline to fill up before the valves are open. So we will say advance next step when the command has been sent, add step. Next thing we want to do is we want to open a valve group right here. We will click a field. We'll say that we're opening Valcarce middle. Valve group, we want to open the third dike. And then after that, we will move to the next step when all the valves on that dike have been opened. Add step. And you can see that once we start getting some steps here, you say, oh crud, I forgot to do something. I don't want to have to restart my schedule. You can add steps between current steps in your scheduling system. So after we open that head gate, let's say we want to actually open 2 sets of valves. So we'll go open a valve group, and we'll go here and say island, and say dike 3, and then at least one valve is open, add step. And we have the option of doing the different options. We can add more further down, run a valve schedule, and we can say island. Great, we can schedule it based on what we've chosen, and we can move on from there. Or say that you want a delay. You can add a delay between systems. Say we want to add 20-minute delay because we know it's going to take about 20 minutes for the water to flow down the pipeline or flow down the ditch from the head gate to the field. So we could do that. I'll add that 20-minute delay there. Another option we have is to, and I'll explain that a little bit better this time, is to open or to run a valve schedule. So for example, on the surge irrigation system, we want to open one set of valves on a dike, close them before they reach the end of the field, move to another dike, run partially down the field, but before we reach that end, we want to go back to where we were and surge the water past it. So these are already pre-planned or pre-programmed valve schedule. So let's run Verns 9. And so it'll do the entire field before moving or before finishing this step. And so instead of having to redo it for every schedule, you can just say, oh, let's just schedule Verns 9, and we can do that. So we'll press cancel, and I'll show a little bit more about how we want to create those schedules. So if we go over into fields, and let's go to Verns 9, for example, and click on it, you can see that there's 6 valves in this field. There are 3 end-of-field sensors, meaning that there are 2 valves per dike and 1 end-of-field sensor per dike. 3 valve groups, and schedule count there are 7. So if we go view/edit schedules, we can click here. You can see that there are different options you can choose within there that have already been pre-programmed. Let's click on one. So we're calling April 3rd, I guess is what we're calling this. We say we're going to irrigate dike 2 for 2 hours. And then we stop dike 2 and we move to dike 4 for an hour, dike 3 for an hour, dike 4 for an hour, and then back to dike 3 for an hour. And you can choose, and with your abilities and your knowledge of your fields, you'll know how much time you'll want to put on each one. And you can also integrate the end-of-field sensor, and that's in the scheduling option now. So if I go back to fields, that is what I would like to show you today regarding schedules for the SAE Water ecosystem. Thank you.